Osterley was a three-decker East Indiaman, launched in 1780, that made 7 trips for the British East India Company between 1781 and 1800. She was present at 2 battles, and an engagement in which 4 Indiamen and a country ship engaged a French frigate. On her last trip a French frigate captured her in a single-ship action, but sent her on her way. Osterley eventually returned to Britain in 1800. Her subsequent fate is unknown. Voyages. Voyage number 1. Battles with the French. Osterley, under the command of Captain Samuel Rogers, left Portsmouth on 13 March 1781, bound for Bombay and China. Osterley was part of a convoy of Indiamen accompanying a British squadron under Commodore George Johnston. Osterley reached Santiago on 10 April. 6 days later, Osterley was present at the Battle of Port-au-Prince, when a French squadron under the Baillie de Suffren attacked Johnston. Both squadrons were en route to the Cape of Good Hope, the British to take it from the Dutch, the French aiming to help defend it and French possessions in the Indian Ocean. The British convoy and its escorting squadron had anchored at Port-au-Prince in the Cape Verde Islands to take on water, when the French squadron arrived and attacked them at anchor. Due to the unexpected nature of the encounter, neither fleet was prepared to do battle, and the result was an inconclusive battle in which the French warships sustained more damage than did the British. The French did capture the Indiamen Hinchinbrook and Fortitude and the Victoria Edward, and gained a strategic victory, because Suffren beat Johnston to the Cape and reinforced the Dutch garrison before continuing on his journey to the Isle de France. Johnston went on to capture 5 Dutch East Indiamen and destroy a 6th at the Battle of Saldanha Bay on 21 July. Osterley, in convoy 2, reached the Cape on 21 July. She then sailed to Johanna, which she reached on 2 September. The convoy left Johanna on 22 September, but ran into an adverse monsoon that drove the vessels to the coast of Arabia, and especially the 4 Indiamen Asia, Latham, Loco, and Osterley were driven further to Kisan Bay, near the Bab el Mandeb. The Indiamen were carrying the 2nd Battalion of the 42nd Regiment of Foot. They remained there for some 6 weeks as the indigents were friendly and the vessels could procure fresh food. The Highlanders entertained the indigents with bagpipe music, and danced the Highland Fling. The indigents reciprocated with a war dance involving shields and spears. The Indiamen arrived at Mocha on 4 December. They then sailed out of the Red Sea and reached Bombay on 6 March. A voyage that would take a copied vessel not facing adverse winds about 2.5 weeks had taken the Indiamen 5.5 months. Osterley left Bombay on 8 August in company with the Indiamen Asia, Essex, and Loco, and the country ship Shah Biram Gaur. As the squadron was sailing through the Strait of Malacca on 9 September, the ships encountered the 38-gun French frigate Pour Voyage, which was under the command of Captain de Lannoy Tromelin. After an engagement the next day that lasted some 2.5 hours and in which Osterley had 2 men killed, Pour Voyage withdrew. Osterley arrived at Whampoa on 5 October. Homeward bound, she reached the Boca Tigris on 4 January 1783 and St. Helena on 18 June, and arrived at the Downs on 22 September. Voyage number 2. Osterley was again under the command of Captain Samuel Rogers when she left the Downs on 22 December 1784, bound for Madras and China. She reached Madeira on 7 January 1785, Johanna on 30 April, Madras on 6 June, and Malacca on 31 July, and arrived at Whampoa on 1 September. Homeward bound, she crossed the second bar on 1 January 1786, reached St. Helena on 4 May, and arrived at the Downs on 8 July. Voyage number 3, Captain Joseph Clarkson sailed Osterley from the Downs on the 22nd of January 1787, bound for Madras and China. She reached Johanna on the 21st of May and Madras on the 22nd of June, and arrived at Whampoa on the 10th of October. In September, as she was on her way to China, Osterley encountered a frigate named Calypso that ran out her guns. Clarkson manned his 10 guns, and Osterley's crew stood ready when the French vessel announced that she was a naval vessel and sailed off. On her return trip, Osterley crossed the second bar on the 18th of February 1788, reached St. Helena on the 13th of July, and arrived at the Downs on the 23rd of September. Voyage number 4, Captain Joseph Clarkson left Torbay on the 7th of February 1790, bound for Bombay and China. Osterley reached Bombay on the 3rd of June and arrived at Whampoa on the 29th of August. Returning home, she crossed the second bar on the 8th of December, reached the Cape on the 9th of April 1791 and St. Helena on the 28th of April, and arrived at the Downs on the 27th of June. Voyage number 5, Captain James Foy left Portsmouth on the 22nd of May 1793, bound for China. War with France had broken out, so Foy sailed under a letter of marque issued to him on the 28th of March 1793. The letter authorized him to take offensive action against the French, should the occasion arise. Not just defensive action. Osterley was part of a convoy that also included the East Indiaman Prince William, Lord Thurlow, William Pitt, Barwell, Earl of Oxford, Pigot, Fort William, London, Glatton, Houghton, Marquess of Lansdowne, Hillsborough, Ceres, and Earl of Abergavenny, amongst numerous other vessels, merchant and military, most of the non-Indiamen travelling to the Mediterranean. Osterley reached Manila on the 10th of November and arrived at Whampoa on the 20th of December. Early in 1794 she crossed the second bar, reached St. Helena on the 18th of June, and arrived at the Downs on the 16th of September. Voyage number 6, Captain James Foy left Portsmouth on the 24th of May 1795, bound for China, and still covered by the same letter of marque. Osterley reached San Salvador on the 6th of July and the Cape on the 3rd of September, before arriving at Whampoa on the 7th of March 1796. She crossed the second bar on the 21st of June, reached St. Helena on the 20th of November, and arrived at the Downs on the 9th of February 1797. Voyage number 7, Capture and Recapture. Captain John Winterskull Piercy left Portsmouth on the 8th of June 1798, bound for Madras and Bengal. The change in captain necessitated the issuance of a new letter of marque, which was issued on the 5th of April 1798. She reached Madras on the 1st of October and Trincomalee on the 27th of October, before returning to Madras, which she reached on the 23rd of December. On the 6th of February she sailed from Madras carrying 104 officers and men of the 28th Light Dragoons. On the 13th of February 1799 she reached Tranquebar, from which she sailed the next day. Unfortunately, on the 24th of February she encountered the French frigate Forte of 54 guns and some 460 men, under the command of Commander Bully-le-Loup. A sharp action of about 45 minutes ensued, in which Osterley sustained casualties of 4 men killed and 13 wounded before she struck. She had also sustained substantial damage. After removing the stores he needed, Bully-le-Loup on the 27th of February permitted Piercy to proceed as a cartel for an exchange of prisoners. In a notable single-ship action on the 28th of February, HMS Sybil captured Forte. The action cost the lives of both Bully-le-Loup and Captain Edward Cook of Sybil. Osterley almost immediately encountered the Nonsuch Captain Gray, who examined the papers of M. Laforet, the French officer accompanying Osterley. None such escorted her to Sorgor Roads, where Osterley anchored on the 1st of March. Osterley reached Diamond Harbour on the 2nd of March, but Sybil claimed her as a prize there, before allowing her to proceed. Osterley reached Calcutta on the 3rd of April. Osterley passed Sorgor on the 25th of August, reached St. Helena on the 26th of January 1800, and arrived at the Downs on the 30th of May. Fate. Later in 1800, Osterley was sent out to India for the local coastal trade.